Have you ever felt that little wave of relief when weekend plans get canceled? Or, hey, maybe you're a parent and you see your teenager choosing a quiet night in over a big social thing, and part of you starts to worry. Well, for a long time, we've kind of had this all wrong. We've assumed that loving to be alone is a problem. So let's get into it, because what the science is telling us now is that this preference might not be a flaw at all. In fact, it might just be a superpower in disguise.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to bust that old loner myth wide open. Then, we'll introduce some new, way more accurate words for this whole thing. We'll peek inside the brain to see why some of us are just wired differently. After that, we'll uncover the actual superpowers that come from healthy solitude. And finally, we'll figure out how to tell if it's a healthy choice or something else. All right, let's kick things off by tackling the big one. This idea that's baked into our culture that wanting to be alone means something's wrong with you. I mean, come on, does this sound familiar? The second you hear the word party, your brain isn't thinking about what to wear, it's crafting the perfect, airtight excuse to stay home. If that's you, you are not alone, ironically. For so many people, this isn't about anxiety, it's just a genuine preference for peace and quiet. And this isn't just a social thing. It's been a psychological blind spot for decades. For years, the experts basically threw anyone who enjoyed their own company into one big, messy, concerning pile. Didn't matter if you were just a bit shy or a true recluse, it was all treated as a problem to be solved. And that confusion has totally trickled down into how we talk. We toss around these really heavy labels like loner, or even worse, antisocial, for someone who just enjoys reading a book on a Friday night. But as we're got to see, these words aren't just wrong, they are completely missing the point. So it is time to get our vocabulary straight. Seriously, having the right words for something like this can change everything. This, right here, is the key. Research from the University of Buffalo gave us a term we desperately needed: unsociability. Notice, it's not antisocial. It's not about being against people or afraid of them. It is a calm, confident preference. It's choosing your own company because it feels good and restorative, not because you're scared of the alternative. Let's just break this down, because the why behind the behavior is everything. An unsociable person chooses to be alone to recharge, to think, to create. An avoidant person hides from people because of deep anxiety or a fear of getting rejected. And an antisocial person, well, they're actively hostile towards others. You see the difference? It's night and day. One is a positive choice, the other two are rooted in fear and negativity. So why do some people have this calm preference? Well, it turns out it's not just some personality quirk. The science suggests it goes way deeper, right down to the actual wiring in our brains. Okay, think of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, as social spice. For some people, their brain needs a whole jalapenos worth of interaction to feel stimulated and happy. But for someone who's happily unsociable, their brain is just more sensitive. A single little flake of red pepper, like a good, quiet chat with a friend, is enough to hit that perfect feel-good level. Any more than that, and it just gets overwhelming. And this ties right into something called optimal arousal theory. It's basically the idea that some of us just have nervous systems that are more finely tuned. We don't need the chaos of a crowded concert to feel alive. For us, being at home isn't boring. It's the perfect charging station that gets our battery back up to 100%. And get this, when someone who thrives in solitude is alone, their brain isn't just switching off. Nope, their prefrontal cortex, the CEO of the brain, the part in charge of deep thinking and problem solving, actually lights up. It gets more active. They're not just staring at a wall. Their mind is buzzing, connecting ideas, and getting some of its best work done. So this unique wiring isn't just about what feels good. It can actually give you a serious leg up in the world. It can turn that preference for solitude into a real-deal superpower. Think about what you build when you're comfortable being alone. You unlock deeper creativity, far away from the noise of the crowd. You learn how to solve tough problems all by yourself. Your self-esteem becomes rock solid because it's not dependent on likes or comments, which, if you're a parent, is an incredible skill for your kid to have. And here's the paradox. When you do choose to socialize, it's often higher quality because you're showing up fully charged and genuinely wanting to be there. Hey, you're in pretty good company. History is packed with geniuses who needed solitude to do their world-changing work. Einstein, Newton, they knew that the biggest breakthroughs don't usually happen in a loud meeting. They happen in those quiet, focused moments of uninterrupted thought. And let's bring that to right now. In our modern world of endless notifications, open plan offices, and constant distraction, what's the rarest skill? The ability to just disconnect, sit with a hard problem, and think. It's becoming a priceless asset in any career. It's the key to producing high-quality, meaningful work. Okay, so this is the part where we have to be really honest with ourselves. We've seen how amazing healthy solitude can be, but it is absolutely crucial to know the difference between choosing it from a place of strength and being trapped in it by fear. The brilliant psychologist Abraham Maslow absolutely nailed it when he said this. Healthy solitude comes from a feeling of abundance. It's not about hiding because you feel like you lack social skills. It's about turning inward because you already feel whole and you know you have good connections to return to when you're ready. So here's the gut check question. Is your alone time a tool? Is it your workshop? A place you go to build yourself up, to recharge, to create? Or has it become armor, a fortress you use to hide from the world because you're worried about getting hurt? This is it. This is the single most important question, especially for a parent trying to understand their child. The issue isn't that they're alone, it's why. Are they running to the peace and creativity of their own company, or are they running from the fear and anxiety of trying to connect with others? Figuring out the motivation, that changes everything. So let's just completely reframe this. In our world of nonstop pings and constant pressure to be on, the ability to switch it all off, to be with your own thoughts, and to feel genuinely okay, that is not a weakness. That is a profound and necessary strength. And I'll just leave you with this thought. In a world that never ever stops talking, maybe the person who can find peace, clarity, and innovation in the silence doesn't have a problem at all. Maybe, just maybe, they have the ultimate advantage.